Well, Dave, today on the schedule, Roki's supposed to be taking part in the live BP. Just how important is this step for him? And then, I guess, really, as you reflect on with Yoshinobu last year, kind of what that progression looked like for him, getting comfortable in game. What were you seeing with that?
I think with Roki, it'll be good to. There's going to be a lot of people watching today, obviously, anticipation. I think it'll be good for him to, see how his stuff plays against our hitters. It's a good step for him. It's not going to kind of really make or break anything. I just think it's just a good opportunity for him to kind of get a different experience. With Yoshinobu, he's going to throw a touch and field today to get ready for tomorrow. I think, like I've said all along, I think he's ahead of where he was last year, and I really look forward to him to take another step forward this season.
What did you learn, though, just with that month of spring training, and then even his start to the season with Yoshinobu, that maybe you guys can apply to Roki with this transition?
I think that obviously Yoshinobu was ahead of where Roki is at as far as innings, age, but I do think that, and I think that you've just got to live it, experience it for yourself to somewhat make the adjustments that are needed going forward. But Roki's certainly talented. I just think we just got to continue to give him opportunities, experiences, and he's going to find his own way.
So Yamamoto starts tomorrow?
Yeah.
Against the Cubs?
He'll start tomorrow against the Cubs.
How much do you think Roki needs to pitch in order to get ready for the Cubs in Tokyo?
I think that there's one thing of being as ready as you can be for his first outing, regular season outing, versus that's not the end-all be-all. And what best to kind of appreciate that he's not a finished product. We're continuing to build him up throughout the season. A handful of starts before, Tokyo, and we'll just see how it goes. But I think with Roki, we're still learning. We really are. And I don't think, as he gets on a routine, a regimen, we're learning more each day, each week. And I do think we got to give ourselves him some kind of be able to read and react a little bit with him.
Given that he is kind of an unfinished product, what can we really expect from him as a rookie just this year? And sort of obviously understanding that there's a lot of depth and talented arms behind him in front of him.
I think that we should be able to expect him to fill up the strike zone, go as hard as he can for as long as he can, to learn from each outing, and after that, everything else will take care of itself.
Do you have any plan on when Roki's pitching in a spring training game?
Given he's throwing to hitters today, he'll probably throw another pen, and then after that my assumption would be he'd be in a game. So I think that today, once we get through today, we'll see when his pen lines up. But essentially, he's on a 1 week program. I think once a week program. So I think Mark is already kind of on it right now, but I don't know exactly right now.
And Dave, with Roki's, they've been so much made about just the raw stuff, triple-digit fastball, splitter that drops 33 inches. It's been just a couple of bullpen sessions, but really what stands out about this stuff, and is it as big as anyone you've seen so far kind of at this stage where he's at?
I think the split is on the grading scale. It's up at the top. The fastball, it's still early, so we're not expecting to see triple digits yet, and so I haven't seen him. I'm curious to see how it plays versus hitters. So obviously, I know what you guys know, and I'm learning kind of as we go as well.
Obviously, there's a lot of focus on his fastball velocity during the recruiting. Do you know where that's been so far in camp? And
I don't, Jack. With Shohei, obviously, I was kind of in tune with the velocity and some of our guys, but Roki, I don't know. So today I'm as curious as you guys are where that's going to sit.
How much would a couple extra ticks on that, getting it back to like where it was, when it's like 98, 99, like how much does it matter for him with just kind of the way that pitch plays and the life on it?
It matters. I think every bit of it matters for any pitcher, but I think it's how you get there. And I don't even know what Blake was yesterday, but that's not what Blake's going to be, in the regular season versus middle of the season versus end of the season. So I don't think that anyone's really chasing velocity right now. I'm not.
Hey Doc, what about his mental makeup, rookie's mental makeup? How much have you gotten to know him to be confident that he's capable of taking on what's going to be a daunting task?
I think there's certainly, obviously we've talked about talent. I think that there's I think we have a very good support group for Roki, on his guys, our guys that we've had, his teammates. You can see how he's already kind of, guys have already taken to him, which is fun for me to see that. He's used to being the best, and there's something to being an elite performer, having success that translates to wherever you're at, and you have high expectations for yourself. So as far as kind of the success, I don't think anyone's worried about that. I'm just trying to guard against being Cy Young on first day of live batting practice, which no one's expecting.
Do you have a sense for how much, Roki kind of needs live at-bats facing, live batters to feel like they're ramping up, right? Because some guys, it seems like they don't really find their rhythm until they're in a bit more of a situation that, matters in a sense.
Yeah, I think he needs it. I think that you get confidence when you see what hitters tell you. And that's how pitchers, the really good pitchers, get information and how your stuff plays. And so he'll learn how his fastball plays, how good his command needs to be. Guys that swing at his split or his breaking ball, they take it, they square it up, or they don't. All that stuff, the more you do that with repetitions, then you gain confidence and knowledge. So a guy that hasn't faced major league hitters, and I say the same thing about Yamamoto last year, and so all that stuff is valuable.
Did you know what showing you love with that yesterday's bullpen and how he's just feeling after?
I think it was the same as the first one, 92 to 94. Yep.
And he's feeling good.
He feels good, yes.
Dave, you just ready to get back into some game modes now for spring training game?
I don't think we have a choice, but I'm excited. You know what? To be fair, I wish I had a couple more days, but it is what it is, and I know the guys are excited to get back out there. Yes. Play hard, and baseball's still tough, but we certainly hear a lot of that noise, but it's not going to affect us.
And I sort of alluded to the fact that some of it is, probably fans from other fan bases complaining about it. When you say you don't agree with it, it's basically all you were just saying about the part that you don't agree.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing in a big market. We have fans that show up. There's a lot of revenue. Our owner's very competitive, and our front office is very competitive, and so we're trying to put the best product we can out there, and I think that should be the goal of every team.
So we work here in Phoenix, wondering what you think of Diamondbacks this season, bringing in Corbin Burns, and what that team looks like to you.
Very good ball club. I think Torrey does a fantastic job with that club. They play the game the right way. Defensively, very good, very athletic, very young. Obviously, you bring in an ace like Corbin Burns. They just got a lot better. So you got Burns and Gallen, Kelly. So they're going to be a thorn in our side all year. It's always a battle with those guys. Yeah, thank you so much.
This morning, did you say Shohei wasn't going to be in the lineup initially in the first wave?
Correct. Yeah, it's going to be end of March or end of February, beginning of March that he makes his Cactus League debut. Yes.
In terms of going overseas again, how much are you guys leaning on kind of the different preparations you did last year, whether it's sleep and all those different things? Is there anything maybe you're changing that you might have realized didn't work as well?
A lot of what we did last year, and actually this travel is going to be shorter and easier. We didn't come to spring training much earlier than we needed to. So a lot of what we did last year is what we're using this year with the sleep, the flights, and all that stuff. But again, going to Tokyo is going to be a lot easier than Seoul.
Different subject now. You're used to having a bobblehead. Ice Cube has one this year. Obviously, you guys are sort of intertwined now. Do you think that's going to kind of keep bringing up memories of your celebration with him?
Probably. I was an out-of-body experience, me dancing with Ice Cube. I was just having fun with it, and so I guess hopefully I can get one of those bobbleheads.
Put them together in your office?
Put them together, that's right.
Is your family coming to Tokyo from Okinawa?
My wife will be there, my daughter. My son's playing baseball.
What about your mom?
My mom, so I took her to Okinawa in January, and so she's not going to go back when we go there. No, she won't be there.
What are you looking for in Japan besides baseball?
I'm really looking forward to seeing how the Japanese fans receive the Dodgers, Shohei, Yoshinobu, Roki. I think it's going to be a trip of a lifetime. I think it's going to be one of the best memories that we're going to have to see this. I don't think we're going to be able to travel much and get out much, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I know you're a big fan of the wine, but
and sake too.
You like sake?
Yeah.
Japanese sake, Japanese whiskey.
Yeah, I drink Japanese whiskey too. And Japanese food, all of it.
Shohei's English is getting better, I think.
Shohei's English is getting much better.
What do you see his communication compared to last year?
I just think that Shohei is much more open in general. I think that his English is continuing to get better, but I just think that his personality is starting to show more. He is completely comfortable being in Los Angeles, I feel.
Not to take anything away from Shohei, but how much of that do you think is maybe the clubhouse culture you guys have really established?
I think that's a big part of it. I think that the clubhouse culture is a big part of it. I think that, he's his own man now. I think that there's some independence there. I think it's great. Obviously, winning last year helped. But even before that, I thought he was really open. I think all of it.
Who knew he was such a prankster, right?
What's that?
Who knew he was such a prankster?
I didn't. Yeah, exactly. He's a prankster. He likes jokes. But that just shows he's comfortable with me and the organization.
Does Yamamoto and Sasaki have a little bit of those fun side?
Not really. Yoshinobu is different. He's very nice and laughs a lot, but I don't think he's a jokester. But he still is very easygoing.
Sasaki?
I'm still learning Sasaki. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to learn.
大谷翔平とドジャース2025年に向けた新たな挑戦、歴史的な 5-0 クラブの達成、史上初の3度目の満票 MVP、 そしてワールドシリーズ制覇。大谷翔平の2024年はまさに夢のようなシーズンだった。しかし彼とドジャースの旅はまだ終わっていない。むしろここからが本当の戦いの始まりだ。スプリングトレーニングでは大谷がバッティング練習を再開し、復帰に向けて順調な歩みを見せている。肩の違和感はまだあるものの、ほぼ思い描いた状態に近づいていると語る彼の表情には自信と決意が感じられた。ドジャースの一員としてまた新たなシーズンに挑む大谷の姿を見るのが今から楽しみでならない。さらに今シーズンからは佐々木朗まれという新たな才能が加わった。彼の初ブルペンには多くのメディアが集まり、その注目度の高さを証明した。初日は思うように投げられなかったとしながらも、分厚い才能とメジャーへの適応力の高さを見せつけた佐々木。ドジャースのピッチングコーチ陣、そして大谷、山本といった日本人エースたちのサポートを受けながら、彼がどのように成長していくのか 期待が高まるばかりだ。そしてブレイク・スネルも新たにドジャースに加わり、ワールドシリーズ連覇を狙うチームにさらなる厚みをもたらす。私は殿堂入りを狙っていると語るスネルの野心と、クレイトン・カーショーのそばで学びたいという姿勢はまさに本気度マックス。彼がドジャースのユニフォームを着てマウンドに立つ日が待ち遠しい。もちろん昨年のワールドシリーズでチームを支えた貴系ヘルナンデスやブレイクと来年も再びチームに合流し、2025年のドジャースはさらに盤石な体制に。彼らの経験と勝者のメンタリティがチーム全体の士気をさらに高めてくれることは間違いない。去年の歓喜を今年も大谷翔平が語ったように、昨シーズンの成功はすでに過去のもの。次のシーズンに向けて準備をすることが大切だと。彼とドジャースの戦いはまだまだ続く。2025年もこのチームがどんな奇跡を生み出すのか目が離せない。そしてあなたもこの歴史的瞬間を一緒に目撃しませんか。ドジャースのシーズンを追いかけ、大谷翔平や佐々木朗まで、スネル、そして全選手たちの活躍を見届けよう。このチャンネルをフォローして最新情報をお見逃しなく。あなたのコメントも大歓迎。大谷翔平やドジャースに期待すること、見たい試合、そして応援メッセージをぜひコメント欄に残してください。2025年シーズン、さあ行こう。